late in this 1 hour, right? So we'll start the respiratory system. Now the respiratory system and the cardiovascular system are both very important systems. So uh, listen it carefully, and if you do not understand, you are free enough to ask the queries in your group or personally also. The respiratory system mainly it is concerned with your lungs, and today you are at home because of the COVID-19, and if we consider this, if we correlate this is both the system, because the coronavirus affects both the system, respiratory and cardiovascular. So in that sense, the both systems are also very important. So learning objectives for today's class. 1 minute. Okay. So importance of respiratory system in homeostasis, functional anatomy of respiratory system, functions of respiratory system, and Palivalsal will focus on the common respiratory diseases in community, OPD wards or the ICUs, right? So why the respiratory system is important. Okay. So these are the objectives for today's class. Respiration. You all are aware what is the meaning of respiration. Respiration is the act of inhalation and exhalation. You can call it as an inspiration and expiration. Okay? Inspiration, in which the oxygen from the atmosphere is delivered to the tissue. You are inhaling the oxygen, and the expiration is a process where you are removing carbon dioxide from the tissue to the atmosphere, right? So respiration is a combination of inspiration plus expiration. Okay? The phases of respiration are 4 phases. respiration के 4 phases है: ventilation phase, transport phase, exchange phase and tissue phase. अभी यहाँ पर अगर देखो ध्यान से, the first one, topmost, is a ventilation phase. And what happens in ventilation? What happens in ventilation? That the respiratory gases, that is oxygen, you are taking in from atmosphere into the lung, and from the lung you are expiring out the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. It means ventilation का मतलब क्या है? The exchange of gases between lung and the atmosphere. Clear? That is what the ventilation means. Now after, as the respiratory gases reaches up to the lung, as you are inhaling, the oxygen enters into the lung. So from the lung, that oxygen enters into the pulmonary capillary blood, and carbon dioxide from the pulmonary capillary blood enters into the lung. That is known as an exchange of gases, and that exchange of gases occurs between the lung and the pulmonary capillaries, and that exchange is known as external respiration. External respiration. Now coming to second stage, second phase, that is transport phase. It means the oxygen enters into the pulmonary capillary blood and carbon dioxide bhi blood mein hai, so that respiratory gases are transported in the circulation, in the blood, transported in the blood. So that phase is known as a transport phase. So this transport phase is a function of blood. Okay? And blood is circulated into blood vessels, and blood vessels are the part of the circulatory system, cardiovascular system. Okay? So this is a function of cardiovascular system. It means the respiration may not only the respiratory system is involved, but along with cardiovascular system, respiratory system, it provides oxygen to the tissues and remove carbon dioxide from the tissues. Right? Now coming to third stage, जहां पर लिखा है exchange phase. So यहाँ पर as the oxygen reaches up to the tissue from the systematic capillaries, oxygen enters into the tissue and the carbon dioxide which is produced in the tissue enters into the systemic capillaries. So that exchange of respiratory gases between systemic capillaries and the tissue is known as exchange of gases, or is known as internal respiration. Clear? Now the fourth phase, and that is tissue phase. The tissue phase where the oxygen is utilized by the cell, by the mitochondrial enzymes to metabolize the nutrients to produce energy. So mitochondrial enzymes, mitochondria oxygen को use करता है to metabolize all the nutrients to generate the ATP. And the waste product which is produced for the tissue metabolism is the carbon dioxide. It is a waste product, so that has to be removed, right? So respiration contains 4 phases: ventilation phase, transport phase, exchange phase, and the tissue phase. So in respiratory system, what we are doing is we are learning each and every phase except transport phase, because it is a cellular phase, cellular respiration, and cellular respiration is already over, right? General physiology तुम्हारा हो गया है. So we are not talking about the last phase, that is the tissue phase. So mainly in respiratory system, we will focus on the 3 stages: ventilation phase, transport phase, and exchange phase. And then how this whole respiration is controlled by higher center. So the regulation of respiration, right? And then respiration in special environments. So these are the certain topics of the series of lectures in this system. That first we will learn about the ventilation phase, then we will learn about the exchange phase, right? Because exchange phase occur at 2 places. 2 places कौन सा? यहाँ पर, जो already मैंने यहाँ पर बताया, ठीक है? कि one phase is कि lungs से pulmonary capillary में जो exchange होता है, and the second one जो लिखा हुआ है third stage, the exchange of gases between the systemic capillaries and the tissues. So the respiration basically composed of 3 steps: pulmonary ventilation, it is the mechanical flow of air into and out of the lungs; external respiration, that is the exchange of gases between the air spaces of the lungs and the blood in the pulmonary capillaries. In this process, pulmonary capillary gains oxygen and loses carbon dioxide. In the internal respiration, it is the exchange of gases between blood in systemic capillaries and the tissue cells. So here blood loses oxygen and gains carbon dioxide. Is it clear? ठीक है? And ये 3 basic steps क्यों दिखाया है? क्योंकि जो बीच वाला stage है, transport stage, it is a combination of both. It is basically a function of the cardiovascular system. Transport phase is a function of cardiovascular system. But don't worry, I'll take the transport phase of the respiratory system. ठीक है? So lectures में हम ventilation सीखेंगे, then exchange सीखेंगे, then coming to transport of gases. It means we will learn all the 4 phases in detail. Beside that, how the whole respiratory system is controlled by the higher center, that we will learn, and the respiration in special environments. It means कि अगर तुम high altitude पर गए, हिमालय पर गए या आबू गए, तो respiration में क्या change होता है? And when you go deep in the sea, ठीक है, तो respiration में क्या changes होंगे? So that we will learn. And जो basic है कि effect of physiological, effect of exercise and aging, that also we will learn. So there are the series of lectures along with CBL and the SDL sessions. So these are the functional processes of respiration which I talked about. The first is ventilation, that is the exchange between atmosphere and air spaces. The second is exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between air in the alveoli and the blood in the pulmonary capillaries. तो जो ये second point है, that is external respiration. It is called external respiration. ठीक है? The third stage is the transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide by the blood between the lungs and the tissues. That is a function of cardiovascular system. And the fourth one is the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the blood in the systemic capillaries and the tissue. That is known as internal respiration, right? So these are the functional processes of the respiration. Now coming to the functional anatomy of the respiratory system. So before going into the functional part, let us see about the some anatomical part of the respiratory system. The respiratory system structurally, yani anatomically, it is divided into two parts, upper respiratory system and lower respiratory system. Now upper respiratory system includes nose, paranasal sinuses, pharynx and larynx. ठीक है? राइट हैंड साइड के फिगर में उसको देखते जाना. नोज, paranasal sinus, pharynx and larynx, orange one, right? So that consists of upper respiratory system. कोरोना में जो मेन इन्फेक्शन होता है वो अपर रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम में होता है, and if you not treat it at a proper time it will spread to your lungs also. ठीक है? So the main function of URT, upper respiratory tract, is to process the inspired air so that it gets humidified and it attains body temperature by the time it reaches the trachea. This is the main function of upper respiratory tract. Now coming to lower respiratory tract, it consists of trachea, bronchi, bronchioles and the alveoli, right? So basically ये पूरा ट्रैक है, नोज से लेके एल्वियोलाई तक का पूरा ट्रैक है जो डिवाइड हुआ है दो पार्ट में, अपर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट एंड द लोअर रेस्पिरेटरी ट्रैक्ट, राइट? Beside that, the respiratory apparatus also consists of thoracic cavity and associated skeletal muscle and the muscles of respiration, right? So this also we will talk about. Now coming to the each and individual part of this track. The first, the respiratory system, it starts with nose. Can you tell me what is the function of nose? Chat में तुम लिख सकते हो. नोज का क्या रोल है? Inhalation, trap the microorganisms, smell, very good. ठीक है? The first one, that filtration of dirt, very good. ठीक है? So first, nose contain olfactory epithelium, so it is an organ for the sense of smell. Second, it is a tract, it is a hollow part, so the air enters into the nose and passes in a forward direction, so it is important for the inspiration also. Third, it consists of hairs, hair है ना nose के अंदर, right? Also there is the secretions present in the nose, nasal cavity. तुम अपनी फिंगर डालते हो तो वो ड्राई नहीं होता है, थोड़ा गीला होता है. So there are the secretions. Now the hair और secretion मिलके क्या करता है? It trap the foreign particles of more than 10 micrometer diameter. यानी the particles more than 10 micrometer diameter cannot enter inside the nose because of the hairs and the secretions present in the nose. Now secretion also contain immunoglobulins and the interferons, and that will provide the protection against the foreign particles. Clear? Then it is, yes, it provides resistance to air also. It consists of nasal turbinate. वैसे the nose का जो volume है, that is only about 10 to 20 ml जितना ही है, but there is a nasal turbinates are present inside the nose, which increases the cross-sectional area, right? and because of that cross sectional area बढ़ेगा तो तुम्हारा the flow of air भी बढ़ेगा, and it there is a because of turbinate there is a resistance to air flow also. Now in this turbinate there is a opening of the sinuses, paranasal sinuses, ठीक है. और ये जो पैरानेजल साइनसिस है दैट इज 4 टाइप के हैं, मैक्सिलरी साइनस, फिनोइड साइनस, इथमोइड साइनस एंड फ्रंटल साइनस. Basically they are the hollow cavities which is lined by the epithelium and it secrete the secretions, and its secretion enter inside the nose with the help of opening and that opens into the nasal turbinate, और इसीलिए वो नेजल कैविटी में सिक्रीशंस होते हैं, राइट. एंड व्हाट इज द फंक्शन ऑफ पैरानेजल साइनसिस? फंक्शन ऑफ द पैरानेजल साइनसिस, सिक्रीशन करता है, ओके. देन और रेजिस्टेंस टू एयर, यस, रेजोनेंस टू वॉइस, वेरी गुड, ठीक है. इट प्रोवाइड रेजोनेंस टू वॉइस बिकॉज होलो कैविटी है, ठीक है. इसीलिए जब सर्दी होती है, कोल्ड होता है ना, तो व्हेन देयर इज अ कोल्ड दैट ओपनिंग इज क्लोज्ड बाय प्लग, राइट. और इसीलिए तुम्हारी आवाज चेंज हो जाती है व्हेन यू हैव व्हेन देयर इज अ कोल्ड, योर वॉइस इज चेंजेस. Why? Because the opening of paranasal sinuses which open in the nasal turbinate, it is closed, right? And because of that the secretions accumulated in the paranasal sinuses, and so there is no resonance to the voice, so there is a voice change occurs. Even as the secretion is accumulated and it is not passed away, there is a headache. When there is a cold, there is a headache, ठीक है. So that is the function of the paranasal sinus, one function, that it provides resonance to voice. Second is it lighten the skull. It lighten the skull. Because of the sinuses, you are standing in an upright position and you do not feel the weight of your brain. ब्रेन का भी वजन होता है, ठीक है, 1.5 किलो जितना, लेकिन कभी तुमको लगा कि मेरे ब्रेन का इतना वजन है? नहीं, बिकॉज दिस साइनसिस इट लाइटन योर स्कल, राइट. बट हेडेक क्यों होता है? क्योंकि अगर वो भर गया विद द सिक्रीशंस तो तुमको हैवी हैवी लगेगा और इसीलिए हेडेक फील होता है. समझ में आया? द थर्ड फंक्शन इज it prevents the brain injury during the facial trauma. Facial trauma हुआ तो भी साइनसिस को डैमेज होगा, तो वो प्रिवेंट करेगा ब्रेन की इंजरी को. क्लियर? सो दिस आर द फंक्शंस ऑफ द पैरानेजल साइनसिस. नाउ कमिंग टू द फेरिंग्स. फेरिंग्स सभी को पता है बिकॉज जीआईटी हो गया है. कितने पार्ट्स है फेरिंग्स के? 3. कौन कौन से? कौन कौन से? ओरोफेरिंग्स, नेसोफेरिंग्स, यस, एंड लैरिंगोस्फेरिंग्स. वेरी गुड, राइट. सो फेरिंग्स का रोल तुमको पता है. नोज के पीछे जो है, राइट, दैट इज अ नेसोफेरिंग्स अप टू द सॉफ्ट पैलेट. सॉफ्ट पैलेट टू हायोइड बोन behind the oral cavity, that is a oropharynx, and hyoid bone से लेके esophagus तक, that is it is a laryngopharynx, right. So basically it is a conduct for the air and the food particles and the fluid, nothing else. Clear? Then coming to larynx. Larynx is a part of respiratory system only. It consists of vocal cords, epiglottis and arytenoid cartilage. At the time of swallowing, the epiglottis fall on the opening of the larynx and the arytenoid also helps in the closure, and it closes the opening of the larynx so that the food or a water cannot enter in your respiratory system. This is the main function of the epiglottis and arytenoid, which is present in the larynx. Not only that, the vocal cords, which is present in the larynx, also gets approximated at the time of swallowing, so that the food and fluid cannot enter inside your lungs. Clear? But अगर पेशेंट अनकॉन्शियस एंड एनेस्थेटाइज्ड होगा तो बाय मिस्टेक न्यूमोनिया हो जाता है, क्योंकि बाय मिस्टेक फ्लूइड अगर वो क्योंकि ठीक से बंद नहीं हो पाया तो एट द टाइम ऑफ स्वेलोइंग उनको राइस ट्यूब से या ऐसे ही खाना देते हैं, ठीक है, और बाय मिस्टेक अगर थोड़ा सा ओपनिंग हो गया तो फ्लूइड विल एंटर इनसाइड योर लंग, राइट. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि एनेस्थेटाइज्ड पेशेंट में हमको बहुत ख्याल रखना है. सो इफ द पेशेंट इज अनकॉन्शियस एंड एनेस्थेटाइज्ड, अवॉइड गिविंग द फ्लूइड्स, राइट. देना पड़ता है तो उस टाइम पर ठीक से राइस ट्यूब जीआईटी में गई कि नहीं, इसोफेगस में गई कि नहीं, वो चेक करने के बाद ही फूड दिया जाता है, बिकॉज उन लोगों में वो जो वोकल कॉर्ड्स है वो ठीक से बंद नहीं हो पाते हैं, एपिग्लोटिस ठीक से बंद नहीं हो पाती. Clear? So this is a function of larynx. Not only that, the vocal cords in the larynx helps in production of the sound, phonation. ठीक है. So at the time of inspiration, the abductor muscles of the vocal cords, it is contracted, and so there is a wide opening of the laryngeal opening. And at the time of expiration, there is the adductor muscles are contracted, so there is a closure of the larynx. At the time of expiration, at the time of swallowing, right? So this is a function of the larynx. So basically the upper respiratory system function as a conduit for the food or a air, not food, air के लिए, upper respiratory system, ठीक है, for the air. So the main function of URT is to process the inspired air so that it gets humidified and attain the body temperature by the time it reaches the trachea. Now coming to lower respiratory system. Lower respiratory system includes, figure में तुम लोगों ने बैठे बैठे देख लिया होगा, it consists of trachea. Trachea is divided into two main bronchi. Each bronchi enters on each side of a lung. यानी right bronchus enter into the right lung, left bronchus enter to the left lung. Now the bronchi is divided. There are the multiple divisions occur. One bronchi divided into two, two divided into three, three divided into four. So likewise, the division of the lower respiratory system occurs, right? So main bronchi, then there is a medium-sized bronchi, then there is a smaller-sized bronchi, then the smaller-sized bronchi divided into bronchioles. Bronchioles are known as the terminal bronchioles, and टर्मिनल ब्रोंक्यूल्स डिवाइड होके रेस्पिरेटरी ब्रोंक्यूल्स बनते हैं. रेस्पिरेटरी ब्रोंक्यूल्स के अंदर एल्वियोलाई आ जाते हैं. सो दैट इज रेस्पिरेटरी ब्रोंक्यूल आर अ कंटिन्यू एज अ एल्वियोलर डक्ट, एंड फाइनली जो होता है वो है एल्वियोलाई. अ सिंगल इज नोन एज एल्वियोलस, एंड देयर इज अ बंच ऑफ एल्वियोलाई प्रेजेंट, एंड दैट इज नोन एज अ एल्वियोलाई. Clear? So the last portion of your respiratory tract is alveoli. Clear? Now coming into detail of this lower respiratory system, वो आगे आ रहा है, ठीक है. So functionally अगर देखना जाए, so हमने structure वाली बात की. Functionally the respiratory system divided into two parts, conducting portion and respiratory portion. Conducting portion, it consists of series of interconnecting cavities and the tubes both outside and within the lungs. And which are those cavities? They are the nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles and terminal bronchioles. तो terminal bronchiole तक का जो भी part है, that is a conducting portion. Why it is called conducting portion? Because it filters warm and moisten the air and conduct it into the lungs, right? The respiratory portion, it consists of tissues within the lungs where the gas exchange occurs. Now, which part of your respiratory system is a respiratory tract is the respiratory portion, that is a respiratory bronchiole, alveolar ducts, alveolar sac, and the alveoli. And it is the main site of gas exchange between the air and the blood. So यहाँ आगे तुमने फिगर में अगर देखा हो तो टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल तक, ठीक है, दिख रहा है. So nose, from nose to terminal bronchiole is a conducting portion. एंड टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियोल के बाद का जो पार्ट है रेस्पिरेटरी ब्रोंकियोल, एल्वियोलर डक्ट्स एंड द एल्वियोलाई, इट इज अ पार्ट ऑफ रेस्पिरेटरी जोन, राइट. व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड रेस्पिरेटरी जोन? बिकॉज इट इज द मेन साइट फॉर द एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस. जो मैंने आगे बताया कि गैस द एटमोस्फियर से द ऑक्सीजन एंटर इनसाइड द एल्वियोलाई and alveoli say it enters into the pulmonary capillary blood, right? So that exchange of gases occur. तो that exchange कहाँ पर हो रहा है? ये part में हो रहा है, and that is why it is called respiratory portion. ठीक है. Then वो जो ये जो पूरी respiratory पूरी जो respiratory tract है, right? The respiratory tract. So वो किससे बनी है? So basically it is made up of ये जो है, राइट. ट्रेकिया से अगर तुम देखो लोअर रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम, ब्लू कलर के मार्किंग्स दिख रहे हैं, गोल गोल राउंड, राइट. सो दे आर द कार्टिलेजेस. सो कार्टिलेजेस आर प्रेजेंट in the wall of, because it is a tube na, so in the wall it consists of cartilages. Trachea, the cartilages are present up to the bronchi, trachea and the bronchi, right. What is the importance of the cartilages in it? It prevents the collapse of the bronchial tube, ठीक है. Because that trachea and the bronchi जो outer side है, they are subjected to intrathoracic pressure, which is always negative. क्यों होता है वो next class में मैं बताऊंगी at the time of ventilation, right? But your respiratory जो intrathoracic pressure है वो negative है, ठीक है. सो इट इज सब्जेक्टेड टू दैट प्रेशर, दैट इज व्हाई चांसेस है कि वो कोलैप्स हो जाएगा. लेकिन क्यों नहीं होता है? बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कार्टिलेजेस. नाउ द सेकेंड विच इज प्रेजेंट इन द वॉल आर द ग्लैंड्स. सीरस एंड द म्यूकस ग्लैंड्स होती है, एंड दैट विल सिक्रेट द सिक्रीशंस. सो बेसिकली इट सिक्रेट द म्यूकस, राइट. और द ग्लैंड्स आर प्रेजेंट अप टू द ब्रोंकाई, अप टू द टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल तक होती है ग्लैंड्स, ठीक है. दैट सिक्रेट म्यूकस. नाउ व्हाट इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ द म्यूकस इन रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम? दैट इट ट्रैप, अगर if the particles which are less than 10 micrometer by mistake if it enter into the respiratory system, it is trapped by that mucus, ठीक है. मोर देन 10 माइक्रोमीटर तो नोज प्रिवेंट कर देता है, एंटर ही नहीं होता है. लेकिन लेस देन 10 माइक्रोमीटर तो एंटर हो जाएगा, ठीक है. तो अगर वो पार्टिकल भी एंटर हुए हैं तो म्यूकस जो है उस पार्टिकल को ट्रैप कर देगा, ठीक है. म्यूकस में वो चिपक जाएगा. क्लियर? जिसको हम कफ बोलते हैं, राइट. खांसी થાય तो गड़फो आवे छे, कफ निकलता है, ठीक है. तो व्हाट इज दैट? इट इज अ म्यूकस. इट मे बी व्हाइट कलर, इट मे बी येलो कलर. तो व्हाइट कलर है यानी उतना इन्फेक्शन, बैक्टीरियल इन्फेक्शन नहीं है. लेकिन इफ इट इज येलो कलर, इट मीन्स देयर इज अ बैक्टीरियल इन्फेक्शन इज प्रेजेंट, राइट. अभी ये कफ निकलता कैसे है? सो द जो ब्रोंकियल ट्यूब है तुम्हारी, ट्रेकिया से लेके एल्वियोलाई तक, ठीक है. तो द ब्रोंकियल ट्यूब में द एपिथेलियम इज सिलिएटेड एपिथेलियम, अ फिंगर लाइक सिलियास आर प्रेजेंट, ठीक है. वो जीआईटी में तुमको समझ में आ गया है. तो दैट सिलिया इज प्रेजेंट अप टू द रेस्पिरेटरी, अप टू द टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल्स, राइट. एंड दैट सिलिया बीट टुवर्ड्स द फेरिंग्स. उसकी जो मूवमेंट है वो फेरिंग्स की तरफ की होती है, ठीक है. तो कोई फॉरेन पार्टिकल आया तो वो सिलिया रिमूव कर देगा. अगर वो सिलिया से रिमूव नहीं हुआ तो म्यूकस ट्रैप कर देगा, और म्यूकस में ट्रैप हो गया. नाउ सिलिया इज बिटिंग टुवर्ड्स द फेरिंग्स, तो वो कफ को ऊपर ले आएगा, म्यूकस को ऊपर की ओर ले जाएगा, यानी ट्रेकिया में आएगा, ट्रेकिया से लैरिंग्स, लैरिंग्स से फेरिंग्स में आएगा. वंस इट इज इनसाइड द फेरिंग्स, you can decide whether you have to spit it out or you have to swallow it. अगर लेक्चर रूम में बैठे हो ठीक है, लेक्चर चल रहा है और तुमको कफ आया तो क्या करोगे तुम? थूकोगे तो नहीं, बाजू में कोई बैठा है, ठीक है, तो यू swallow it out. And if the condition is favorable, what you will do, you will spit it out, right? So this is a way by which you are removing the cough, ठीक है, and your respiratory system, it remove the foreign particles. And the last part, which is very important, is in the wall of the bronchial tube, there is a presence of smooth muscle, and it starts from trachea up to the respiratory bronchial. But जैसे जैसे and the maximum जो muscle mass smooth muscle का है, that is inside the terminal bronchioles, right? Terminal bronchiole में है, and the muscle is situated in a circular fashion, right? And if it is in a circular fashion, तो क्या होगा? If there is a contraction of smooth muscle, what will happen? What will happen if there is a contraction of smooth muscle? क्या होगा? If समझ में आया? The smooth muscle are present in a circular fashion. जैसे GIT में सर्कुलर फैशन में होता था एंड लॉन्जिट्यूडिनल होता है, तो सर्कुलर फैशन में अगर मसल है, स्मूथ मसल, वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेगा तो ब्रोंकियल ट्यूब का क्या होगा? नो क्या होगा? नो स्मूथ मसल यस कंस्ट्रिक्ट करेगा, वेरी गुड, ब्रोंको कंस्ट्रिक्शन होगा. इट इज इनसाइड द वॉल ऑफ द ब्रोंकियल ट्यूब. ब्रोंकियल ट्यूब इज लाइक, जैसे जीआईटी में तुमने सीखा कि इट इज अ ट्यूब ना, सो इट इज अ ब्रोंकियल ट्री, उसमें वॉल है, उसका ल्यूमेन है, राइट? सो वॉल में स्मूथ मसल इज प्रेजेंट इन अ सर्कुलर फैशन. सो इफ इट इज कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड, व्हाट विल हैपन? द ल्यूमेन डायमीटर डिक्रीजेस. समझ में आया? सो इट विल डिक्रीज द ल्यूमेन डायमीटर. वेरी गुड, ब्रोंको कंस्ट्रिक्शन होगा. इज इट क्लियर नाउ? सो मैक्सिमम पोर्शन कहां पर होता है? टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल में. और एंड दैट इज व्हाई द इट इज सब्जेक्टेड, जो मैक्सिमम रेजिस्टेंस है वो कहां पर आता है? टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल में. मैक्सिमम रेजिस्टेंस टू एयर फ्लो कहां पर आता है? टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल, वहां पर मैक्सिमम स्मूथ मसल है. क्लियर? ठीक है. सो दिस इज अबाउट द functional part of the respiratory system. Now there is a bronchial tone is that. What is that bronchial tone? That is a tone of smooth muscle of the bronchi, which is known as a bronchial tone. And this contributes to the patency of the bronchi and it aids in the respiration. Though the bronchial tone is primarily due to neural influence, it considerably influenced by chemicals and the hormones such as inflammatory modulators, cytokines, adenosine, substance P, histamine and VIP. सब क्या है बाद में बताते हैं, ठीक है? Bronchodilation is produced by sympathetic stimulation and bronchoconstriction is produced by vagal stimulation, यानी parasympathetic stimulation. Even the irritation of the airways by allergens and the chemicals produce reflex bronchoconstriction, which is usually mediated by vagal cholinergic fibers. Sudden entry of cool air into respiratory tract produces bronchoconstriction. Sometimes the exercise induces bronchoconstriction, which could be due to the entry of cool air into bronchial tree due to hyperventilation that occurs during exercise. ये सब तो है, लेकिन the bronchial tone is also controlled by circadian rhythm. The maximum dilatation occurs at 6 p.m. and maximum constriction occur at 6 a.m. Can you tell me why? Autonomic nervous system is already covered in your lectures, right? So 6 p.m. में maximum dilatation क्यों होता है and 6 a.m. में okay, एक का ही आंसर दो. Maximum dilatation occurs at 6 p.m. Why? It is related with this last statement. It is not related with ACTH level. अभी मैंने जस्ट बताया ये स्लाइड में. 6 p.m. whole day your sympathetic system is activated, right? So sympathetic क्या करता है? Broncho dilatation, ठीक है? और 6 a.m. overnight which system is activated overnight? Yes, parasympathetic, ठीक है ना? In the morning, due to the parasympathetic influence, it is bronchoconstriction. So that is why the maximum dilatation at 6 p.m. and maximum constriction occur at 6 a.m. Right? So this is the whole respiratory tract. Is it clear now? क्या समझ में नहीं आया रुशिल? The whole respiratory tract or the circadian rhythm? Circadian rhythm, okay. Circadian rhythm यानी it is a cycle of 24 hours, right? अभी bronchial tone क्या है? It is a tone of smooth muscle, ठीक है? वो किसके बाकी सब चीजें हैं, एक्सरसाइज इंड्यूस्ड ब्रोंकोकंस्ट्रिक्शन होता है, कूल एयर की वजह से ब्रोंकोकंस्ट्रिक्शन होता है, राइट? बट इट इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड विथ सर्काडियन रिदम, ब्रोंकियल टोन, राइट? सो ये जो ब्रोंकियल टोन है वो मैक्सिमम ब्रोंकियल टोन यानी उसका टोन मैक्सिमम इवनिंग के टाइम पर मैक्सिमम डायलेटेशन होगा ब्रोंकियल ट्यूब का, एंड मॉर्निंग के टाइम पर मैक्सिमम कंस्ट्रिक्शन होगा, ठीक है? ऐसा क्यों होता है? ये जो 6 मॉर्निंग इवनिंग का जो रिदम है दैट इज नोन एज अ सर्काडियन रिदम, राइट? सो ये जो सर्काडियन रिदम क्यों होता है? ऑटोनॉमिक नर्वस सिस्टम में तुम ये तो पता है कि एट द टाइम ऑफ स्लीप कौन सी सिस्टम एक्टिवेट होती है? पैरासिम्पैथेटिक. तो मॉर्निंग के टाइम पर विच सिस्टम इज मोर एक्टिवेटेड, पैरासिम्पैथेटिक और सिम्पैथेटिक? रुशिल, विच सिस्टम इज एक्टिवेटेड? पैरा, यस, ठीक है? तो 6 AM में पैरासिम्पैथेटिक अगर एक्टिवेट है तो मॉर्निंग के टाइम पर पैरासिम्पैथेटिक एक्टिवेटेड है, तो पैरासिम्पैथेटिक करता क्या है? ब्रोंको कंस्ट्रिक्शन करता है या ब्रोंको डायलेटेशन करता है? यस, ब्रोंको कंस्ट्रिक्शन. समझ में आ गया अभी? नाउ यू अंडरस्टूड? ओके, ठीक है? सो दिस इज अबाउट द होल रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम. अभी आगे मैं बाद में बताऊंगी. We have with us Dr. Rajiv Paliwal sir, who is a professor and head chest medicine. So he will guide you regarding the certain diseases which are prevalent and what is the importance of respiratory system. ठीक है? Then I'll continue. Sir.
Good morning, friends. Can we also hear them?
No, sir.
No. You just have to read this, na?
Yes,
Okay, okay, fine.
chat में वो सब.
Okay, no issues. I'm Dr. Rajiv Paliwal, heading the Department of Respiratory Medicine. I was listening to Meenal Madam when she was teaching you all this, and I think it is a fantastic teaching and learning process going on. I'll not take much time. I'll just take 5-10 minutes telling you something which is on the clinical with the background. We all are, watching everywhere on television and social media about this COVID-19 these days, right? And most of the times, even if when you see on WhatsApp various things, you must be listening a lot of things about ground glass opacities, pneumonias happening in COVID-19 patient. And you are also, we all are hearing one word called coagulopathy. This all will be taught to you in second year when you go to pathology and your pathology lectures and all. But there is something called coagulopathy, means the blood becomes thick. And you must have heard that in the treatment of corona, these days they are using blood thinners so that the blood doesn't remain thick. So why I am bringing in this at this time, that what Meenal Madam was telling you about what is ventilation, what is perfusion, and what is diffusion. So as the students of first MBBS, what you need to know that first you should understand the respiratory system structurally. And you know that it starts right from the nostrils and it ends in the acinus, right? So the point is that there are two lungs. Right lung has 3 lobes, left lung has 2 lobes. You have been taught all this in anatomy, right? Now, as we are sitting in the physiology class, you have to understand that entire pulmonary physiology or respiratory physiology is based on only 3 things. One is ventilation, that is exchange of air, exchange of oxygen between the environment and our lungs. That is called ventilation in simple words. Perfusion means the circulation, what she was mentioning as alveolo-capillary membranes, right? There is a pulmonary circulation inside. Pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, everything will be taught to you and must have been taught to you in anatomy classes. That is perfusion. And the third important event is diffusion. Means whatever the oxygen that we inhale, it diffuses through alveolo-capillary membranes and it enters the bloodstream, and there it is being taken up in the blood with the help of hemoglobins, and then that oxygen is pumped into the left side of the heart, and heart pumps it further into aorta, and that is how our body gets recharged with oxygen in this process. So in short, what I want to tell you is that whenever anybody on that hospital side comes with any respiratory disease, whether it is asthma, whether it is COPD, whether it is pneumonia, whether it is COVID, you name the respiratory disease, and be sure that in every disease, either there is something wrong with ventilation, or something wrong with perfusion, or something wrong with diffusion process. So these 3 things I will request you all, because she will be taking you through all these things, and I'll also be taking one full lecture on this various clinical applications once you are through the physiology of once you have learned what is pulmonary physiology, once you have learned what is normal pulmonary functions, like what is tidal volume. It has been taught tidal volume, vital capacity, reserve volume, right? All these things you know. Once you have understood all that, I will take one lecture in the in the same month, and will tell you that exactly which disease manifests because of what kind of pulmonary physiological alterations happening in the diseased condition. So I'll not take much time today. I'll let madam continue. I'll just come for saying hello to you, all of you. But what I would tell you is that whenever you have a time, you just read about and try to understand what is ventilation, what is perfusion, and what is diffusion. She is already teaching you, all the teachers in physiology department are teaching you, but you also make your own effort, try to understand these 3 processes. And then when I'll come for your lecture in the future, I will give you the clinical application, that how when ventilation in this COVID-19, for an example, you can see that there is something going wrong with ventilation because of patients whose corona reaches the lungs. In early stage, it does not affect the lungs. There are some patients who just develop some flu-like symptoms and they recover, right? But those patients where the virus reaches the lungs and causes inflammation and pneumonia, which is described as ground glass opacities radiologically, what happens there? Patient, you give oxygen, but because of right to left shunting, that oxygen cannot go to the blood circulation. On the other hand, if the disease gets further advanced, then coagulopathy develops, and coagulopathy affects the perfusion of the patient. So on one hand, you are having problem on the ventilation front, you have another problem happening in the perfusion front. And that is the reason that such patients who reach that advanced stage of illness, these patients, they require admission in intensive care unit, they require ventilatory support, and with the help of antibiotics and blood thinners and steroids and remdesivir antiviral drugs kind of things, we wait till both these processes come back to normal. this ventilation becomes normal and even perfusion becomes normal. If both become normal, then patient can be weaned of the ventilatory support. If these processes do not get improved or altered back to normal, such patients, you always hear that mortality, kind of mortality that we see, which is not that much. Recovery is much more than mortality in case of COVID, but still the patients that we lose, we lose because sometimes their perfusion and their ventilation does not get restored back to normal. So just with this kind of remarks, I would like to end what I had to tell you. And when I'll come for your, one full session, at that time we'll discuss these things in greater details. So I would now request Minal Madam to carry on and wish you all the best. I'm sure you all are enjoying this, teaching by the Department of Physiology and Madam particularly, right? Okay, wish you all the best. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. So I'll continue for only for 5 minutes. So the most important part जो सर ने बताया वही मैं ही बता रही हूँ कि mainly what we have to focus is on the ventilation, perfusion, exchange, transport and regulation part, right? So sir will also help us in CBL session also, our ECE activity that we are planning a case, and sir will help in that case based learning also, right? And sir, every year the sir is taking class on the applied aspects, and it is a very useful to you in the physiology point of view also and the clinical point of view also. Okay, so continuing with her classes, that what we are talking is, we are talking about the lower respiratory system. ठीक है, ट्रेकिया से लेके एल्वियोलाई तक. Now the lower respiratory tract is divided into many branches. जैसे मैंने बताया था कि एक the trachea एक ही है, so that number जो division है, that label it is given, it is designated as a generation, that is designated as a generation. ठीक है, जो middle का small column है, so trachea is labeled as a 0 generation, एक ही है. ठीक है, now trachea is bifurcated into 2 and form the 2 bronchi, 2 main bronchi, and each bronchi enter to each side of the lung. ठीक है, so that the given is first generation. Now enter हुआ लंग में, वो एक ब्रोंकाई राइट साइड का एक ही है, राइट साइड में एक ही ब्रोंकाई है, वो डिवाइड हुआ 2 में, इट इज अगेन बाइफर्केटेड. ठीक है, सो उसको नंबर दिया गया 2. सो ऐसे करते 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 1 में से 2, 2 में से 4, 4 में से 8, 8 में से 16, 16 में से 32, राइट? नंबर ऑफ डिवीजन भी लिखे हुए हैं लास्ट कॉलम में, राइट? तो जितने डिविजन्स होते हैं उसको नाम दिया गया है जनरेशंस. सो जनरेशन फ्रॉम ट्रेकिया टू एल्वियोलाई, इट इज 0 to 23 जनरेशंस, यानी 23 टाइम्स वो डिवाइड होता है. ठीक है, द ट्रेकिया इज द 0 जनरेशन. सो द नंबर 0 to up to 16 इज टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल. दिख रहा है टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल, राइट? सो जो ग्रीन कलर का पूरा जोन है 0 to 16 जनरेशन, only that part of respiratory tract only participate in conduction of the air. It acts as a conductor of air, and that is why 0 to 16 generation is known as conducting zone. उसको क्या बोलते हैं? conducting zone. ठीक है, एंड 17 to 23 जो पिंक कलर का है, right? It starts from respiratory bronchioles. Yani respiratory bronchioles, alveolar ducts and the alveolar sac, they are known as respiratory zone. So your lower respiratory tract is divided into two zones, conducting zone and respiratory zone. अभी इसमें अगर तुम देखो तो conducting, the cartilaginous airways are trachea and bronchi, membranous airway are the bronchioles, and the gas exchange respiratory bronchial ducts and the alveoli, they are collectively known as a terminal respiratory unit. ठीक है, so 0 से लेके 16 generation तक terminal bronchial तक is a conducting zone, and conducting zone are supplied by bronchial circulation. नीचे देखो, third last row, bronchial circulation, right? So 0 to 16 generation is supplied by bronchial circulation, यानी टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल तक जो भी ब्लड सप्लाई है वो ब्रोंकियल सर्कुलेशन के थ्रू आती है, ठीक है? और ब्रोंकियल आर्टरी कहाँ से अराइज होती है? इट अराइजेस फ्रॉम डिसेंडिंग अवोटा, और अवोटा में कौन सा ब्लड होता है? ऑक्सीजनेटेड कि डीऑक्सीजनेटेड? Which blood is present in bronchial circulation? अवोटा में कौन सा ब्लड होता है? ऑक्सीजनेटेड. क्लियर? यानी ट्रेकिया से लेके ब्रोंकियल, टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियल तक जो भी है वो ब्रोंकियल सर्कुलेशन से सप्लाई होता है, यानी ब्रोंकियल आर्टरी कंटेन ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड. पर जो 17 to 23 जनरेशन है, यानी रेस्पिरेटरी ब्रोंकियल, एल्वेओलर डक्ट्स एंड एल्वेओलर सेक. एल्वेओलर सेक क्या है? द कलेक्शन ऑफ एल्वेओलाई. इट इज अ बंच लाइक bunch of grapes. The alveoli are arranged as a bunch of grapes. Grapes का द्राक्षनु झुमकू केवू होय, right? तो each single individual grape is the alveolus, ठीक है? और वो झुमके में होता है, वो झुमका है alveolar sacs. समझ में आ गया? ठीक है? So that portion is supplied by pulmonary circulation. यानी 17 to 23 generations are supplied by pulmonary circulation. और pulmonary जो आर्टरी है वो अराइज कहाँ से होती है? राइट वेंट्रिकल से. pulmonary artery arises from right ventricle, ठीक है? और राइट वेंट्रिकल में कौन सा ब्लड होता है? डीऑक्सीजनेटेड. यानी पल्मोनरी आर्टरी हम बोलते हैं, पल्मोनरी आर्टरी है, लेकिन पल्मोनरी आर्टरी में कौन सा ब्लड होगा? डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड होता है. इज इट क्लियर? ठीक है. सो इसीलिए ये तुमको डिवीजन तुमको अच्छे से पता होना चाहिए. ये फंक्शनल डिवीजन है, कंडक्टिंग जोन एंड रेस्पिरेटरी जोन, ठीक है? कंडक्टिंग जोन आर सप्लाइड बाय ब्रोंकियल सर्कुलेशन एंड रेस्पिरेटरी जोन आर सप्लाइड बाय पल्मोनरी सर्कुलेशन. इज इट क्लियर? इसका फिर डिटेल हम बाद में सीखेंगे, ठीक है? तो फर्स्ट क्लास अभी भी 15-20 मिनट का बाकी रह गया. सो आई विल कंटिन्यू इट इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. इज इट क्लियर? ठीक है. सो गिव योर रोल नंबर्स. आई एम हियर.